064 Snake Gang. Snake Gang was initially located on 61st and Cottage Grove in Chicago, Illinois. By the name of Tez and Slick. Slime Gang was the name he had given him and his fellow Mickey Cobras after a success robbery attempt on Risky Road made by him, his brother, Shakur Young, and Tay-Tay. After the group was formed, they all turned Mickey Cobra, which divided Marshall Field Garden Apartments between Vice Lords and Snakes, MCs. After this occurred, the group went on to commit many multiple robberies such as snatching chains, guns, and more, which made them gain their popularity throughout the city of Chicago. As time goes on, some Vice Lords in 064 Hood begin to grow a hatred towards the group of individuals after the robbery was committed on Risky Road, as they were once alliance with them. They then begin to ride out the beef, as Baby Threat dies, along with Swerve, who was a well-respected member of 064 Slime Gang. Time begins to fly on and the new generation of SSG begins to form. As the new generation comes about, a man who goes by the name of Baby Swish/Lil Score gets into it with someone from 064 named Mace. This beef all started over a female that Swish was dating named Anaya. As Swish always described his love for a girl named Anaya, Mace chose to backdoor Swish, going for his lover. Swish wasn't going for it, as him and Mace had a fight over it after Mace was disrespecting him and his girlfriend, calling her a hoe. As time goes on, the feud between Mace and Swish begins to increase. While this is boiling up, Swish finds out that Mace has a girlfriend. Swish then approaches Mace's girlfriend, trying to reciprocate the energy that was once done to him. As this goes on, Mace begins to make a joke about Swish getting his gun took. Swish felt some type of way, as he backs out his gun in a robbery attempt for Mace. Mace begins to then pull out his firearm, then Swish begins to shoot Mace in his chest. Mace ends up going to the hospital and ends up being okay. The next day Mace comes back and shoots at Swish on the block, which therefore caused Swish's best friend Drench to kill Mace. After arguments between Snake Gang and TMR, this caused the Hood to divide and go their separate ways. This was the start of 064 Snake Gang. The death of Lil Snake. The story of Lil Snake. Kamati Wright aka Lil Snake, 5X, a 18-year-old Chicago African-American teen who was born on 065 Estate and Lawndale. Kamati grew up with both his mother and father. All throughout his childhood his mother would be the workaholic in the family, meaning to balance working 2 full-time jobs, and while his father was a local drug dealer/Mickey Cobra affiliate. Due to the rise of gang activity in the west side of Chicago and crime around the city, Kamati's father, Dontrell Wright, died from his injuries during a shootout when a stray bullet went through the window and hit Dontrell's chest. During this time his family was going through financial problems, and being that Dontrell was the main support of the family, his mother struggled to take care of Kamati. Kamati began to hang around the block's basketball court with his friends 24/7, since they shared the love of the game. They would go on to play for their high school's team, but Kamati was the only one to not make it through due to his grades. His friends were getting into a lot more street activity as they grew in age, so Kamati started partaking in it and soon became a Mickey Cobra just like his father. Kamati would later join a clique named SSG, who was formed by his longtime friend T, and from there turn into a whole new person. Once one of the founders aka Baby Threat was killed, Kamati had no other choice but to retaliate back, which would fully drag him into the streets with no looking back. The death of Lil Snake. Kamati quickly gained a name for himself over the years after being connected to multiple murders throughout Chicago. This would catch up to him November 24, 2023. It was a normal day for Kamati, being frontlines on his block with affiliates, when 4 unknown shooters approached the group and started to let shots off at the crowd. Kamati instantly pulls his firearm out from his pants and attempts to rush the shooters, but would quickly be riddled with bullets. He was pronounced dead on the scene and was a very devastating loss for SSG. Long live Lil Snake. The story of Lil Matt. Matt Osama aka Lil Matt, a 14-year-old Chicago Samoan Jamaican Australian who was born on 46th block, grew up with only his father Lontrell Osama Jr., who was a well-known Mickey Cobra affiliate who grew up on 6400 Lil Matt's real home. Matt was sent to live with his grandma on 46th at the age of 4 when it was Matt's 9th birthday. Lontrell Osama Jr. would be shot and killed on the way to visit his son. Matt jumped off the porch the same day to seek revenge for his father. He caught his first body at the age of 10 using his bare hands. The death of Lil Matt. One day one of his homies would be caught lacking and get jumped, so the 46th gang would go seek revenge. The caught a vice lord lacking got out of the car and jumped him. The rest of the vice lords pulled up. 46th would all run back to the cars. Matt ran to one car full, said one of his affiliates. They pulled off and hit Matt into the vice lords. He got up in a circle of vice lords. They started beating him. A vice lord pulled a Glock 24 out. They pulled Matt around the back and shot him in the head, standing over him and dumping the clip at 12:03 p.m. on December 2, 2023 would be pronounced dead on the scene. Lil Matt was an upcoming rapper who made the song We Dump that made 500k views. His affiliates seemed like they didn't care, which had the city thinking until Matt's homie Renzo posted a story long live Lil Matt 2007_2023 that would be the end of any hearing of the Lil Demon. Lil Matt expects 6,400th Saiyan on Lil Matt, showing respect to Lontrell Osama Jr.'s son. Long live Lil Matt. Well, at the moment that's all I can legally share, but as the Chicago PD discover more I will tell more of the story, like the death of Renzo. But I hope y'all enjoyed this vid of the Windy City's newest gang, 046 Snakes aka Mickey Cobras, in the land of the rack. Stay safe, stay dangerous. What was that?